Let's take a look at Canada's recent announcement that appears to disqualify the Super Hornet from its long-running fighter competition. For some time now, Canada has been looking to replace their legacy CF18 Hornets, which have been operating far beyond their planned service life. As a result, the Canadian government has put forth a request to select a new fighter aircraft by 2022, with a projected program cost of $19 billion, along with a strong consideration that some of the aircraft be built locally in Canada. The competition had been narrowed down to 3 manufacturers: Boeing with the F-18 Super Hornet, Saab with the Gripen, and Lockheed Martin with the F-35. However, the competition may have just been narrowed down further to 2 fighters. Boeing has just been informed that the Super Hornet did not meet the federal government's requirements. This comes as a surprise to many who viewed the Super Hornet as a logical replacement to the Legacy Hornet, especially given that Canada is the largest operator of Hornets outside the US. Additionally, the Super Hornet was the only entry with 2 engines, which some felt was a necessity when operating over an Arctic environment. Since the specific requirements that the Super Hornet failed to meet have not been released, there is a chance that Boeing could re-enter the competition. For now, let's take a closer look at the 2 remaining fighters, starting with the Gripen. The Saab JAS 39 Gripen is a Mach 2 single-engine light multi-role fighter which implements fly-by-wire controls and makes use of a relaxed stability design for improved maneuverability. Notable features include a delta wing with forward canards, a single engine, and side air intakes. Manufactured by Saab, a Swedish aerospace company, the Gripen was designed to replace the Draken and Viggen, both successful previous Saab designs. The Gripen is designed to be easy to maintain, operate out of unimproved airfields, and have a quick turnaround time between missions. Let's take a look at some of the specifications for the Saab Gripen. Length, 15.2 meters. Height, 4.5 meters. Wingspan, 8.6 meters. Maximum speed, Mach 2. Empty weight, 8,000 kilograms. Maximum takeoff weight, 16,500 kilograms. Combat range, 1,500 kilometers. Engine, 1 GE F414 GE39E, producing 57.8 kilonewtons of thrust dry or 98 kilonewtons of thrust with afterburner. Thrust to weight ratio 1.04. When it comes to weapons, the Gripen makes use of the internally equipped Mauser BK-27, a 27mm revolver cannon capable of firing 1,700 rounds per minute. For the 2-seat version of the Gripen, the cannon is removed to make room for the added pilot. Additionally, the Gripen has 10 hardpoint. The Gripen can carry about 6,500 kilograms of ordnance and equipment. Having been designed as a true multi-role fighter, the Gripen can carry an incredible range of weapons. Some of these include, for air-to-air missions, short-range heat-seeking AIM-9 Sidewinders, IRSTs, or A-Darter missiles. For beyond visual range, AIM-120 AMRAAMs, MBDA Micas, or MBDA Meteor missiles. For air-to-ground missions, Mark 82 freefall bombs, BK-90 cluster bombs, GBU SBD-39 small-diameter precision bombs, the GBU Paveway laser guided bombs, and AGM-65 Maverick air-to-ground missiles. For anti-shipping operations, the RBS-15 standoff missile. The Gripen offers some attractive options for the RCAF, as the Gripen was designed to operate out of rough airfields in Arctic environments. In keeping with Canada's request for local manufacturing, Saab is proposing the formation of the Gripen for Canada team, consisting of GE Aviation, CAE, IMP Aerospace and Defense, and Purtaraton Canada. Saab has already made a similar deal with Brazil, who have designated their Gripens the F-39. Next, we will take a look at the F-35. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is a 5th-generation single-engine, single-seat, multi-role stealth fighter, which is tasked with performing a variety of missions including strike, air superiority, surveillance, reconnaissance, and electronic warfare. Having been called the most lethal, survivable, and connected fighter aircraft in the world, the F-35 is intended to operate until 2070. Lockheed Martin is the primary contractor, along with principal partners BAE Systems and Northrop Grumman. The F-35 is an international fighter, with partner nations that include Norway, Australia, Denmark, the Netherlands, and of course, Canada. The F-35 is actually a family of aircraft that is produced in 3 main variants: the CTOL, or Conventional Takeoff and Landing F-35A, the STOVL, or Short Takeoff and Vertical Landing F-35B, and the CV Catobar, or Catapult Assisted Takeoff but Arrested Recovery F-35C. If selected by Canada, the F-35A variant will be used. Let's start by taking a look at the specifications for the F-35A. Length: 15.7 meters. Height: 4.4 meters. Wingspan: 11 meters. Maximum speed: Mach 1.6 at altitude. Empty weight: 13,290 kilograms. Maximum takeoff weight: 31,751 kilograms. Range: 1,239 kilometers on internal fuel. Thrust to weight ratio: 0.87 at gross weight or 1.07 at loaded weight with 50% internal fuel. Engines: 1 Pratt & Whitney F135 PW100 afterburning turbofan, which produces 120 kilonewtons thrust dry or 190 kilonewtons of thrust with afterburner. When it comes to armament, the F-35A is armed with the internal GAU-22A 25mm 4-barrel rotary cannon with 180 rounds of ammunition. Additionally, the F-35 has 4 internal stations and 2 weapons bays, which are used to maintain its stealth profile, and 6 external hardpoints, 3 under each wing, that can be used for non-stealth missions. The internal stations can carry up to 2,600 kilograms, while external stations can hold up to 6,800 kilograms. Total weapons payload capacity is 8,200 kilograms. The F-35 carries a diverse range of weapons, including, for air-to-air missions, heat-seeking AIM-9X Sidewinders or AIM-132 ASRAMs. For beyond visual range, radar-guided AIM-120 AMRAAMs or Meteor missiles. For air-to-ground missions, the AGM-154 Joint Standoff Weapon or JSOW, the Paveway Laser-Guided Bombs, Mark 20 Rockeye Cluster Bombs, Mark 77 Incendiary Cluster Bombs, the AGM-158 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile or IJASSM, the AGM-88 HARM Anti-Radar Missile. For anti-ship operations, the AGM-158C Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile. And hopefully one that never gets used, the B-61 Thermonuclear Gravity Bomb. This list is by no means inclusive, as there are several future payload options being developed for the F-35. The F-35 certainly has had unprecedented cost overruns and has taken longer to bring into frontline service than anyone ever thought. However, the program did have some lofty goals and set out not only to be the best 5th-generation air-to-everything platform, but also to be made available to allies. As a partner in the F-35 program since 1997, Canada has a vested interest in acquiring the F-35, as it is already manufacturing parts and is part of the global supply chain for the fighter. Additionally, Canada has spent over $600 million to date on the F-35 program. And finally, as more allies adopt the Lightning, the F-35 is likely to be the most numerous fighter into the near future, making parts and interoperability a strong consideration. One could make the argument that the F-35 is the more future-proofed option of the 2 fighters. The stated mission of the RCAF is to provide the Canadian forces with relevant, responsive, and effective air power to meet the defense challenges of today and into the future. Traditionally, the RCAF has focused on air intercept missions in order to defend its airspace and provide coverage over the Arctic. To this end, the fighter that is ultimately selected will need to perform air intercept missions, where traditionally speed and readiness are of the most importance. Regardless of which fighter is chosen, the last scheduled replacement is planned to be delivered in 2032, meaning that the CF-18s will have been in Canadian service for 50 years.